Good evening, traders. Today is Tuesday, January 3rd, 4:07 p.m. Markets are now closed. What do you think about the bull trap today, the big head fake? Well, if you like today, which was a bull trap, then I bet you can't wait for tomorrow, which is going to be a bear trap. So, but before we get into too much details, I wanted to say that I'm glad that I was able to deliver the episode from yesterday, which is right here, called The Hive. Check out that thumbnail because that episode properly, accurately identified the channel top here and the channel bottom. In case you're wondering what the heck the Hive is in reference to, the Hive is in reference to the October 13th low. That's what this channel bottom is pointing directly back to. Okay, so we're going to get in more into this slide in a minute in a subsequent slide, but I just wanted to say that yeah, that's quite fortunate that exactly like last night I was on Twitter. I was talking about, whoa, did you see that huge gap up? And guess what? It went straight for the. Here, let's go over here. The channel came down under it, tried to come back and reclaim it, and lost it. That's just confirmation. You darn well bet, right? You darn well bet that that is the channel top. And then this morning in pre-markets, boom, wake up, try to get it, nope, got rejected. And then during the opening bell, the infamous head fake, boom, came up and got rejected and came down. Okay, so that was just great to be able to identify that ahead of time and get that information out to you guys. Okay, let's jump on into it. What you're looking at on the left-hand side here is the 4-hour chart, and here's the channel bottom, and there's the hive. Goes straight back to the hive. Here's the channel top, and this is the old channel bottom. Okay, that's kind of just, I wanted to leave that in there so you guys can see what where we came from. We made a left turn from that pathway. Okay, we turned left, and now we're in this one. All right. So, the 4-hour is actually here. Here's a recent screenshot of it. It is actually separating, as you see right there. So, I mean, that's not positive. Anytime the 4-hour starts to separate and you're below the zero line, you're starting to separate from the signal line. Yeah, that's not too encouraging. Okay, so, and here's the RSI right here. This was I circled this point because this was the RSI at opening bell. So you see how it was already really coming down. That was already a telltale sign. I didn't talk about it on the morning episode, but I did mention, I brought up the 5-minute was showing a lot of divergence on the MACD. So, and so this RSI is just also further confirmation, like, oh, it's getting weaker heading into opening bell. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you about that. On the right-hand side here, this is SPY. So the left-hand side is SPY futures, 4-hour. The right-hand side is SPY 4 hours. Okay. Really nothing significantly different than SPY futures. Really nothing notable at all. So I just wanted to include it for posterity, just to show you so you can see both of them side by side. All right. Okay. Let's skip over to the 1-hour chart. Here's where you can see some divergence on SPY futures. See that here? Look at that. Price going up. MACD, not so much. Yeah, not so much. Okay, so we already got some divergence there. RSI didn't really show anything alarming per se, not really. But the MACD was more of an indicator on the 1-hour, but it was especially true on the 5-minute that I showed in this morning's episode. Okay, so on the right-hand side, we're talking about SPY 65-minute time frame. Let's see. I mean, basically, okay. You'll see that actually we did dip below twice. You'll see more details in this in a subsequent slide. We did dip below that bad boy twice. Okay. The channel bottom that goes back to the hive. Okay, so we went from channel top in one day to channel bottom and below it. Okay, that's interesting, right? Okay, so nothing more remarkable about the 65 minutes. So let's jump on over. Okay, next slide. I'm going to show you some funny business. Now we're going to get into the smaller time frames, like the 5-minute time frame. But first, before we do that, I want to show you what I was posting on Twitter. Okay, so this guy right here at 2:27 p.m. So I said, oh, that's interesting. And look at that. You know, the 5-minute candle closed at 379.92. The EMA line is 379.91. So higher than the EMA line, right? Look what, I mean, I put the screenshot there. 379.92, 379.91. I'm like, I'm not imagining this. And the reason why I took the screenshot is because, oh, look, this red candle closed just above it, and now a new candle is forming. That's when I made the decision. Oh, I'm going to take a screenshot of this. I saw a new candle form right here, green candle. Okay? So, but what happens? So that was 2:27 p.m. I come back, well, we'll just call it 15 to 20 minutes later. And I said, well, wait a second here. Now the red candle is 379.89 close, and the EMA is 379.93. Let's check this out. So what's up with that? Now the close is lower than the EMA. See what I mean? Just 20 minutes later. So I'm like, oh, what in the... Okay, so I'm going to show you a more clear, because I changed the view here. Okay? Changing the view to be hollow. So you can see right there, there is no question, the candle is now straddling the line. Whereas initially, it was above the line. It closed above the line. Okay? So, having said that, that's what, then I sent out a tweet. I said, hold off on that call. I was going to get calls. Because I started to see this going up. See that? Which, by the way, is hitting resistance at the 4-hour SMA 20. See that? You see how it honors it time and time again this morning? Fails, come back, hit resistance, come back, tries to come up, tries to bounce off the top of it, but ultimately fails it. And then again in the afternoon, look at that. It's just coming up, kissed it, up, come up, resistance, resistance, down. Okay? So, yeah, see, it's right there. It's plain as day. You could see the candle body straddling the line. To me, that's a failure. That's technically a failure. Okay? So, that, yeah, we need to keep, let's watch the extended hours and futures tonight. Let's see if it does continue to fail. Okay? By my definition, that's a failure. Okay? So, that's what I want to show you about that. So now let me show you the next slide, which is more details of the very first splash screen slide. Okay, so earlier, that's what I talked about. See that? Look how it just honored that top of that channel perfectly in last night's future gap up. Tries to come down, fails it, come back up, fails it, right? It just respected that line. That's perfect, okay? So, I just talked about the 4-hour SMA 20 right here a moment ago, you know, and then I talked about how it's respecting it again. So basically, so this is Friday, right? These are the 6 times it failed EMA Friday before it ripped up like this, okay? So, you know, it turns out, come to find out, I'm going to zoom out again. Basically, this was a whole squeeze operation. Friday was during the trading hours, obviously. You guys know that. But yesterday, they took it out of the investors' hands and finished the pump all the way up above the channel line, almost getting to the weekly SMA line up here. Look at that, way up there, way up there. So yesterday, last night, they finished the pump, leaving the investors out of it. They only let you guys in on the first half of it on Friday afternoon in the final hour. They left you guys, they excluded y'all the pumpers in last night. Because by the time you all got your hands on it, well, I guess you could have come up here. Well, yeah, no, your only play would have been puts, not calls, right? You'd gotten trapped, right? So, um, yeah, I mean that's basically what I wanted to show you. This whole slide for the last 2 days on the 5 minute chart. You know, so I'll just do a quick mention. Um, yeah, these 2 points down here that actually went below the channel twice, twice today. You know, I bet that trapped some bears. Down in here. Okay, so, um, okay, this next slide in yesterday's episode that was has the thumbnail of the hive. That I did mention that. I didn't say it was going to do it, but I said here. I said, well, think about that they could still go down. And I said, and hit, and the bottom of this, and then rip it up. Yeah, I was referring to, I was referring to the double bottom that ended up happening today. But yesterday I laid out 3 scenarios. I said, well, we can go sideways, consolidate, or we can go up, or we can go down. Okay, so turns out the market makers decided we're going to rip it up and then we're going to rip it down. Okay, so they did both 2 actions today, up and then down. Okay, that's what I didn't know what they were really going to do. Now, I want to call your attention to left-hand side here. This is SPY futures from this morning. This is important because for those of you who like to track SPY futures on the 5-minute chart, MACD 5-minute chart, the bear line is -8. We went down to -10.23 when I looked right here. So, yeah, we crossed that -8 line. What you can expect when you cross the -8 line on the 5-minute chart on SPY futures on the MACD is the following day is also down. I have seen that time. I did a previous episode where I showed many, like 6 or 7 examples of that. You cross the -8 line, the next day is down too, right? Short of some crazy short squeeze, something rather, Okay, so that's all I wanted to mention about that. Now, of course, tomorrow we cannot forget about 9 a.m. Obviously, that's before market opens. Joel's job openings, ISM manufacturing. Let's see what that does to the markets. That might tank it further, right? It might bring it right on back down to make it a triple bottom, the third time it goes underneath that channel. Okay, but I'm going to say you can count on that being like the ultimate bear trap, though. If Jolt's job openings and ISM sends the market down further tomorrow morning before opening bell, since that's 9 a.m. Eastern time and it's 9:30 when opening bell is, I don't recommend shorting because I think the market's going to find a bottom somewhere along that channel bottom somewhere. So don't keep shorting it. You can expect it to rip the other direction on you. And I can see something like the Jolts and ISM being a catalyst for that. Just rip it down and then rip it up real fast, right? So, fortunately, during the trading hours, 1 p.m. FOMC minutes will be released. We'll just have to see what happens there. If we're already on a rebound up, right, from the bear trap, then, well, tough to say. You just be wary. Right? Be wary of any possibility if you're still holding positions at the time FOMC minutes are released. Maybe I can send out a tweet what I think if I see like the MACD, prices going up because we've already ripped it up, short squeezed, but I see the MACD going down. Maybe I can send out a tweet, an alert, or something like that. But I'll just know it when I see it. All right. So that is all I've got for you guys today. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter where I'm sending real-time tweets like I was doing today, calling the plays like sports broadcasting. Okay. Please give this video a like, share, subscribe, or click to be notified when I release something new. And with that, I am Agent 000 signing off.